Hey, so I just wanted to kind of touch bases on one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. So basically, that's just touching on idolatry. And I know that in today's society, we would look at idolatry as a singer or like an actress or an actor. Like we're worshiping these people. But idolatry can be so many different, it can come in so many different forms. It could be, okay, for instance, I've heard people say, if it's not about the money, we don't have nothing to talk about. I've heard people say, I wake up with money on my mind. I got to get to the paper. I got to get to the, I'm in grind mode, and which is okay, because I done been in grind mode before too. And it was to the point to where when I was in grind mode, I was neglecting my health, mental, physical, my emotional well-being. I neglected me to the fullest, but I was focused on that money. I was chasing the paper. I neglected my children's needs and their well-being. And I was so drained. Like I didn't have anything left inside of me. Like I was drained. Like I could barely function at work. Like my mind, like I was there physically, but I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't getting enough sleep. And basically I worshiped the job. I worshiped my job. I was at my job almost every single day. And I worked 12-hour shifts. So being at work almost every day, I had the money on my mind. I was in grind mode. And I had to stop that. In fact, I heard God telling me, quit this job. Quit this job. You put this job before me. And it took me a while. But eventually I quit that job. Because, God, if you're my provider, I'm trusting you. Another form of idolatry could be, here's another example of mine. I used to say things like, nobody or nothing comes before my children. My children comes before everybody and everything. And that's just what it is. And I put my kids before God. I put my kids before myself. And my thing is, I poured so much of me into my children that when my cup ran empty, I didn't have anybody to pour back into me. When my battery level ran low, I didn't have anybody or anything to recharge me. So I was just drained. And so eventually I learned that God has to be the center of it all. I learned, Lord, God, I got to put you first. I have to. Because I can't put my kids before you. Because at the end of the day, Lord, you blessed me with these kids. Now you entrusted me with these children, in which I thank you for. And yes, I probably love them more than anything in this world, but I had to learn to step back. And I had to learn to place you in the center and the head of my life, at the center of everything that I've done. An idol could be anything that you put before God. Not just money, your family. It could be a relationship. I know many of us have put men and women before God, and we expected that relationship to just be a fairy tale. We expected it to be the American dream. We expected a happy family living in a white picket, neighborhood. We expected the American dream. But because God was not in it, it didn't last. See, you have to build the foundation with God. God has to be the foundation of everything in your life in order for it to last. And with the relationship, you all have to be equally yoked. And God has to be the center of everything that you do, and he has to be the head of everything that you do. You all have to be on one accord with God in order for it to work. It has to work. When you have that relationship with God, he is going to let you know, like he spoke to me and said, quit that job, and I kept being disobedient. And the longer that I kept being disobedient, the more that I noticed things, like from my manager. I never spoke on anything, but I just noticed like slick things. I noticed that I was outgrowing my coworkers. I noticed that eventually, like the nurse's station, it became like a gossiping, it became a gossip station. Like everybody talked about everybody. And once I realized that, I'm just like, okay, I'm listening, but I don't want no parts of that, because my life is headed in another direction. And the more that you talk about somebody, you better believe that it's more people coming to talk about you. But anyway, I just said that to say, listen, be careful not to put people, things, anything in this world above God. Because God is a jealous God. He's a just God, but he's jealous. Don't put no idols before God. You can't be worshiping these celebrities. You spending 2 and 3 hours watching reality TV, but you ain't spent 5 minutes with God today. God sees all of that. You are totally invested in this new Tyler Perry series. In fact, you can't wait for the next episode to come out. Like, you setting your TV to remind me. But when it comes to God, you don't even have the mind to worship him, or even to just speak out to him, or to seek him. God don't like that. Make time for him. Make space for him. Wake up 20, 30 minutes earlier, or stay woke 20, 30 minutes earlier, depending on your energy level. I don't know. If you don't have the capacity at nighttime to stay woke, do it in the morning. Do it on your lunch break. Do it on a car ride from work, on your way to pick the kids up, or on your way to the home. You probably don't even have to get kids. Do it on your way to the grocery store if you're by yourself. Give God some time. Give him time. Put him first. And I know that it's hard. I know that we can't just say, oh, I'm going to just put God first. No. It takes discipline to do that. It takes strategy. It takes patience. Ask the Lord to bless you with discipline, with the strategies, with the tools, with everything that you need, so that he can be the head of your life and the center of everything that you do. Okay? Now, I just kind of wanted to touch bases on that. Don't worship nothing or nobody else. It's not worthy. Things in the world, they gonna pass away, just like we all are. God and his word is going to last. It's going to remain. It's the only thing that really, truly matters. Get into your purpose. Find your lane. Stay in your lane. God is going to reveal to you your lane. But you got to put him at the head of your life and at the center of everything that you do. Meaning, seek God in absolutely everything. If it's a new job opportunity coming up, seek God. Go to God for divine wisdom and clarity, because that's probably not even the job. That could be the enemy. That's probably not what God has for you. The money might be looking good, but God probably wants you to be an entrepreneur. He wants you to use the talent that he done equipped you with. He probably wants you to start your own business and make 5 times what that job is offering. Because if you take that job, it's going to lead to stress, which is going to lead to you taking high blood pressure medicine. You're going to have headaches. It's going to lead to you, it's going to lead to you having a possible stroke, a heart attack. Listen, God is saying it's not worth it. God is trying to give you some peace. And he's going to allow your finances to overflow. He is. Anyway, I love you guys. Be careful not to worship gods above the Lord. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.